Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. So it looks like we have some information regarding UScellular. We know that UScellular, they reported some big losses last quarter, and there was potential talk of a sale. Big thing about who might purchase UScellular if that happens. Would it go to one carrier such as T-Mobile or AT&T or Verizon, possibly even Dish, or would it be split up amongst many different carriers? So big thing on that. There's huge theories of what would happen. Potentially looks like T-Mobile could definitely get a huge chunk of it, as they would probably put it to best use. Dish would certainly benefit. However, we all know that Dish is struggling as it is to even just purchase the 800 megahertz that they promised to buy from T-Mobile. So there's a lot going on with Dish's finances. So we don't really know if they'll be able to, cough up the money in order to even get a piece of the action if and when UScellular finally does sell. So we're going to talk about Q3 postpaid losses. All right. So we got reports from UScellular and basically what they've said regarding the sale. So according to this article, which is coming from Fierce Wireless, you guys can find a link down below in the description for you if you want to read the article on your own. But UScellular here, they made a statement that says UScellular says its fixed wireless access customers average about 70 gigabytes per month in usage. So that's cool to know. That's what they're saying their average customer uses. So according to executives with Telephone and Data Systems, which is TDS, that's the parent company of UScellular. Apparently they've declined to provide any real updates on the potential sale of UScellular, other than to say that the process was active and ongoing. All right, so basically they're not telling us exactly what's going on, but they're letting us know that it's still active and still going on. So we can take that with a grain of salt, guys, but at the same time, we must pay attention to it because it is coming. Again, sales are not doing very well. There's not a need for them to stay active anymore. So it's going to happen. It's a matter of when, meaning will they actually finalize it and say, yes, we're done. Then they have to have potential buyers or buyer. This could drag for a very long time. We're all very aware of that. So we're definitely going to keep you updated when we hear more about it. All right. But here's what's going on with their Q3 earnings as well. So we'll read a little bit more here. TDS, which owns 83% of UScellular, announced in August, of course, that it was exploring strategic alternatives for the wireless company, which has about 4.6 million customers. At the time, TDS said that it had retained Citi as its financial advisor. So, all right. So, regardless of the status of the sale, UScellular continues to struggle to retain its customer base. So, in Q3, the company lost 38,000 postpaid phone customers, which is an increase from the 28,000 postpaid phone customers that it lost back in Q2. So the company saw its postpaid average revenue per user increase to 51.11 in Q3, which is apparently up from 2% from the 50.64 in Q2. So CEO Laurent Therivel attributed this rise in RPU to the number of customers that are moving to higher price flat rate plans. So they said that these plans are designed to compete against cable, adding that around 40% of postpaid gross adds are on flat rate plans. The company also reported an increase in postpaid churn rate from 1.21% in Q2 to 1.3% in Q3. They're also saying prepaid net adds were flat for the quarter, which they're saying is actually an improvement of the 8,000 net paid losses that it reported in Q2. So UScellular reported Q3 service revenues of $762 million, which is a decrease year over year. Capital expenditures in the quarter were $111 million. So Therivel noted that the wireless market remains fiercely competitive and said that the cable MVNOs now compete for business in 60% of UScellular's footprint. So they're saying, in addition, he expects competition to grow as smaller cable companies start to offer MVNO services in UScellular's footprint too. So fixed wireless access obviously remains a bright spot for UScellular. The company added 10,000 new fixed wireless access subscribers in Q3, bringing its total FWA subscriber base to what is 106,000. The rival said that the fixed wireless access subscribers are primarily on the low band spectrum, and they average about 70 gigabytes per month in usage, which is much lower than other fixed wireless subscribers. So for comparison, they're saying T-Mobile recently revealed that its fixed wireless access subscribers average around 450 gigabytes of data per month, and Verizon said its fixed wireless access subscribers average about 300 gigabytes of data per month. The rival also said that the company expects this usage to grow as it launches its 5G on its C-band spectrum and customers receive better downlink speeds. He said that by the end of 2024, he expects about 50% of the network traffic will be on mid-band spectrum. However, the rival said that the company isn't concerned about fixed wireless users taking capacity away from the mobile users. He says that the impact has been negligible so far. He said, adding that he believes that the addressable market for fixed wireless access in UScellular's territory is about 400,000 households. The company said it will shutter its CDMA network in 2024 and refarm that spectrum. Currently, only about 42,000 customers are still using the CDMA network, the rival said. The company's tower rental revenues grew, they're saying 7.8% in the quarter to $25.4 million. The company said that the number of co-locations are up 2% year over year. All right, so we'll just read this last paragraph here. TDS Mobile is coming. Interestingly, the company's wireline sister company, TDS Telecom, said it would launch a wireless MVNO in the coming months. That MVNO will be called TDS Mobile, will use UScellular's network in 40% of its footprint that overlaps, but will also be part of the National Content and Technology Cooperative MVNO program, which also uses AT&T to deliver white label MVNO service to small independent broadband providers. All right, so there we go, guys. So, listen, things are looking a little bit better for UScellular, but we all know what's going on. This is the end. Okay, this is the beginning of the end. Actually, Q2 was the beginning of the end, which is why they announced what they announced about exploring other opportunities, because they know that their postpaid in general is not doing what it's supposed to. And again, say what you will, I don't think it's a direct hit towards UScellular. It's about pricing. Postpaid is very expensive. The economy is not very good. People are really starting to pay attention to what they're paying for, which is something that was neglected for many years. People were just kind of dropping money and not really thinking it through. So I think now that everyone is a lot more budget conscious, we're starting to pay attention to the service. We're watching our bars. We're watching, our drop calls, and we're trying to figure out, why pay more for something just because of its name, or just because of certain perks that maybe we realize we're not even really using. So that's what's going on with UScellular. They're the olden days as far as I'm concerned. The big three are T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. And even these guys, as big as UScellular is, because they are huge, they've got a massive footprint. It's just the plans are not appetizing for many. There's some customers that are, they can't really get anything else. So they're staying with UScellular. They've given it a chance. Verizon's not working good for them. T-Mobile's not working good for them. AT&T's not working good for them. So they're, they've given UScellular a chance, and those are their customers. But at the end of the day, that's really all they have. And it's very clear to see that they're not going to keep growing. A lot of the money that they're making is going to be from fixed wireless access, as with all these carriers, because that's what's popular. People are tired of cable, which is very true. It's expensive. It's inconvenient. Fixed wireless access, you take it anywhere with you. It's cool in that way. Of course, you're limited. Your speeds are limited. But for many, they're starting to deal with it. They see it's cheaper. It's, like I said, it's less irritating to have it set up, and you can do everything with it. So, this is what's going on. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on when you think we might actually hear more information about the potential sale of UScellular. And I mean, pretty much they're not denying that it's coming. Okay, they've said it's active and it's ongoing. They're not saying that we've changed our minds. I think they're just waiting for the right opportunity. This is a big thing, but they can't just throw it out there. They would have to see. I think they're waiting for the right time, pretty much. You need buyers. You need buyers that are financially in a position to actually purchase and not just say that they're going to purchase. So that's it. That's the big thing here. And then, of course, not to make this video too long, who would buy? We've heard a lot about the potential. We've heard a lot about the potential of T-Mobile possibly buying because they would benefit the greatest continuing that 5G. They need that to continue their 5G build out, basically to get that small cell, which is where they're weak. So I don't know, guys. Like I said, feel free to comment down below. Very curious to see what you guys think of this whole situation with UScellular, when we might hear more information. Of course, anything that comes across my way, I'll definitely update you. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching. As always, we will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.